Hi there. Welcome to Craft with Kathie. Welcome to Tipsy Tuesday. I'm coming at you from the suburbs west of Chicago. Drop me a line and let me know where you're viewing from. I'm going to kind of combine my tip for today and with the project and kind of illustrate my point is what I'm going for. Grab something to drink that you enjoy. It's Tipsy Tuesday, so if you want to imbibe, hey, go for it. I'm doing Arnold Palmer just because when I talk so much, it helps a lot. This happens to be the Let's Cuddle transfer. Try that someplace else. Okay, this is a Let's Cuddle transfer, and this is actually part of a kit for pillowcases, and they are absolutely adorable. The pillowcase background looks like notebook paper, and then there's all these different sayings and images to put on the pillowcase. So I was looking at it, and it's like I haven't really got into Valentine's Day yet. I'm thinking about it. I mean, I have something that I was thinking of doing for tonight, and kind of changed my mind last minute, just because I'm playing around a little bit with the surface I want to put it on. But anyway, this is going to be one of my Valentine's projects. I think it is so sweet. And who doesn't need more pillows? I'm a pillow freak. I like having lots of pillows on my bed. I like having a lot of pillows on in the living room. I'm a pillow freak. What can I say? So what I'm going to do is use one of these pieces for my surface, and I'm going to put this on this double-sided palette board. It's wood, so I'm going to wax it. But before that, I want to take out my transfer and take out the piece that I'm going to be using. So here comes my tip. Well, I had a little reminder yesterday. Yesterday, Chock had a preview of Creative Kickstart. And every year in January, Chock Couture does a Creative Kickstart, which is generally a project or specific transfers with the idea behind it being a little kickstart to our creativity after the holidays. Sometimes we get just tired and, you know, a lot of people do a lot of things for Christmas and then they're just kind of like crafted out or whatever. And Creative Kickstart gives us something different to look at in a different perspective. And that's what the preview was yesterday. And I know the products went live today. It's not a real large debut. It's a small, select group of transfers that are really cool. But they were talking about the joy of crafting. And sometimes, especially around the holidays, I think it's easy to get lost in everything that needs to get done. And it stops being fun, or could stop being fun. And obviously, why do it if it's not fun, right? So this is just kind of a little boost for the creativity. Here we go. That is Creative Kickstart. So I'm going to be posting some things probably tomorrow about Creative Kickstart and telling you a little bit more about it. But like I said, it's a select group of transfers. We have a new surface. Trying to think, what else do we have? I know I'm forgetting something. A really cool really cool surface called a drop-in box. Similar to the logic behind our drop-in box that has the chockable sheets, but it's larger and it is a wood frame, and you could actually replace the inside. So if you decide you want to keep the design that's on there but you want to use that frame again, you could just purchase an insert. So that makes it great for anyone who is on a little bit of a budget or doesn't have a lot of space to store things. It's perfect. So, of course, it's at the top of my list. And as soon as I get my things, I'll do a little unveiling. So anyway, this is for the pillowcases, but what I want, my tip is, think outside the box a little bit, look at the transfers you have, and think about or consider using them in a little bit different of a way. I mean, obviously a lot of these sentiments are perfect for Valentine's, but in reality, P.S. I love you could go for any day. I love you bunches. Be fine. It could be great for your significant other. It could be good for your kids. I mean, it's just can be used many, many different ways. I need to fuzz this, so let me get the whole transfer out of the way. And of course, I need to wax my surface first. I'm going to just set this aside. I don't want to put it on the fuzzing cloth yet because it'll take me a little bit of time to wax my surface. And I don't want it sticking to the fuzzing cloth the way it would do. So let me get out my little surface wax and do this. So anyway, what I was thinking, and I know this is crazy, I do the New York Times puzzles. And my favorite is Wordle, but I also do connections, which I thought when I started doing connections was a little tough. It's basically a group of words that are broken into 4 different categories, and you have to figure out what 4 words fit the categories. And of course, they don't tell you the categories. So it's kind of interesting, and sometimes it can be a little bit challenging. But what I realize in the English language, there are so many different words that have different meanings, depending upon the context and what they're and how they're used. And in much the same way, some of our transfers can be used to be a little tongue-in-cheek or to actually have a little bit different of a wording. I have a little tray on the back of the toilet in the bathroom, and it has, I use the one of the transfers that has sweet cheeks on it or something like that. So it says, hello, sweet cheeks. And yes, it was kind of double meaning there. I was trying to be a little bit humorous. Not everyone appreciated it. I thought it was a little funny. So what I'm saying is, or I'm kind of challenging, is think a little bit out the box, look at what you have, see if it could be used in a little bit different of a way. And if you can, and if it's something that appeals to you, of course, by all means, use it, right? I'm still struggling with that broken fingernail, and the more I try and remove the wax, the more the nail kind of splits. Anyway, and just because I love passing on things that I learn about, I'm going to share something with you if you're struggling with goals and resolutions or whatever for New Year's. I meant to look up the author. I have the book in the other room, and I didn't take the time to go grab it, and I can't remember the name of the author right now, but there is a book called Atomic Habits. And basically, if you want to develop new habits, the easiest way to do that is to combine them with an existing habit. And I'll give you an example of something that I'm trying to do. I bought this stuff. Oh, where is it? I'm not trying to promote it or anything. It's called Hard as Hoofs or something like that. I had purchased it years and years ago before I had real big problems with my nails, but it, I guess, was formulated for something that was used on horses' hooves or something like that. And I remember using it when I was, probably in my 20s, right? And my nails were really nice then, so I thought, oh, okay, it's still available. I bought it, but my big thing is I don't apply it. I've had the jar sitting here for a good couple of months, and it looks like it's been barely used. So I decided I need to establish a new habit. If I want my nails to be stronger, I mean, I don't know if this stuff's going to work or not, right? But it's not going to work if I don't use it. So my habit, one of my New Year habits or my goals for better nails is to actually use this product. Like I said, time will tell if it works or not, right? But I have to use it to find out if it's going to work. So my habit is, I'm going to do a little habit stacking as suggested in Atomic Habits. And the way I'm going to do it is when I brush my teeth in the morning, after I brush my teeth in the morning, I take the 5 minutes or so to take this little jar and rub the stuff onto the top of my nails every day. So I'm getting in the habit of doing that after I brush my teeth. So it will become a regular thing for me without thinking about it, because I'm stacking a habit that I already have. Eat breakfast, brush your teeth, do your nails, whatever. So that's just a little hint. If it helps you to stack your habits, go for it. I think any edge that we can find sometime is good. Okay, so I've got the palette board waxed, and I'm going to fuzz my little fuzzing cloth. I'm going to fuzz my little transfer on my fuzzing cloth. I'm trying to talk too fast and get too much out too quickly, right? And we fuzz to diminish the stickiness of our transfers. The transfers are like stencils on steroids. They're made out of vinyl, which is the teal. The see-through part is silk screen, and they're adhesive backed and reusable 8 to 12 times or more with proper care. And proper care is just getting the paste or the ink out of the transfer. So I fuzzed it, so I've diminished the stickiness a little bit, and I'm going to kind of center this, or hopefully center it. Okay, eyeball it a little bit. And I'm going to go with the Shimmer Moonlight Paste. I was actually toying with the idea of painting the board with this and then putting the wording in white, but yeah, I said I'll do it in the reverse. So all I'm going to do is grab a clean squeegee here, apply my paste to my transfer, go over it. Now this is a palette board, so some of the little pieces don't fit exactly together, and they're not supposed to, because it is supposed to be a little rustic looking because it's a palette board. I want to go off the top there, and you can see the line between the pieces of wood that go right in the middle of my words. So I don't like using anything very fine lined when I'm using the palette board, just because that little dip in the wood could alter the design a little bit. So I find the palette board's a little bit better for a more bold statement, if you will. And this is definitely a bold design. And you can tell a little bit of paste goes a long way. I've got a lot of excess here that I could scoop up to get the rest of this covered. Clean it up a little bit, remove any lines, catch the top of my S there, I almost missed it. Now, one thing, if you're nervous about going off the edge of your transfer, like I almost did here, is you could use our placement tape. It's like a washi tape, and just run a line of it down the edge of the transfer, so that if you go off and you hit the washi tape, you don't care. It won't go through onto your surface. Okay. Easy peasy, can't get much simpler than this, right? Let me put the excess paste back into the jar. Obviously, I didn't take this. I changed things around a little bit, hoping that I get a little bit better of a view of my surface here. Okay, it's peel and reveal time, and I need my little detail tool to lift this up, because fingernails are an issue, right? Okay. And this is distressed looking, deliberately distressed, so there we go. Sweet dreams. How easy was that? How quick was that, right? Seriously. We're 15 minutes into this project, and we've got a finished sign. So I'm going to set this aside to dry while I clean my transfer. Anybody has any questions about chalking or about combining or using transfers in another way, just drop me a comment. I'm grabbing a board eraser to clean this with. So the Creative Kickstart has come out with a lot of interesting transfers. I mean, a lot. They're a little bit, you know what, I guess in one way, they might be a little bit more casual than some of our transfers generally are. They have a whole layout where they've got maybe 6 people lined up wearing t-shirts made from the transfers, which I thought was pretty cool. So a little more casual, a little bit more relaxed, and not so perfect, if you will. I think that what they're going for is, chalk has always been high-end decor. Being able to do it yourself and end up with a finished project that doesn't look homemade, if you will, right? And that's part of the fun of it, plus the fact that it's so easy if you make a mistake or you need to erase or whatever on chalkboard, you could just clean it up and do it again if you have a little oops or whatever. But with this release, they were talking about focusing on actually the creative process, the actual fun of chalking when you do it. And as you, from the beginning to the end, that creative spirit that kind of moves you sometimes, where you change things up a little bit. You do something a little bit out of the box. You put your own little creative spin on it for a different kind of a look or a different kind of feel to something. So I'm going to try and do a little bit more of that. I'm always in a hurry doing my lives. I want to be as efficient as possible and show everybody how quick it is to chalk a project or create a sign or whatever, because I don't want to be boring, and I don't want to be, I don't want you to be sitting there watching chalk dry, if you will. But I am going to try and start implementing a little bit more of the fun type of things and a little bit more of embellishments. Oops. I'm getting in a little bit too much of a hurry here. So I'm cleaning off the sticky side of my transfer. You want to get all the paste out of the silk screen and then go back over it in one direction with a disinfecting wipe and basically clean off any of that lint from the fuzzing cloth. Then I'm going to set it aside to dry here, sticky side up. Now, let me bring this back over, and I want to show you one other little thing. I don't know. I need an opinion. So I don't know which way I want to go with this. I have little stars, little wooden stars, and I was thinking of coloring them with the same color ink and then putting a couple stars here. Or a ribbon. What would you go for? Do you think it needs maybe a messy bow or a ribbon? Or stars, or what kind of embellishments do you think would go well with this? Hi, Deb, how you doing? Ideas, suggestions? I mean, it's a little plain. It's very direct. It's still drying. It's not totally dry yet, but it's almost there. Our shimmers take about 8 minutes to dry, where our regular pastes take about 5 or so. I could use my my drying tool on it. Need to get the paste off of my fingers here. A ribbon, stars with a ribbon. Oh, I like that. That's a really good idea. Now see, and I wouldn't have thought of that. I actually have something. I don't remember what color it is, and I know it's not anywhere handy. I changed how I stored my ribbons about 2 weeks ago. And I actually, we'll see if this works or not. If it works out well, I'll take it out and I'll do a little video and show you how to do it. But I ordered something that is for underbed storage of wrapping paper. And wrapping paper is always a headache for me. I've tried lots of different things. So my wrapping paper is under control in another way that I'll share another day. But basically, it's a thin, zippered container about the size of this mat, pretty much. And it's shallow. It's maybe 3.5, 4 inches tall. And I actually stacked my ribbon in rows in there, and at one point I think I put a carton, a low carton with a group of them or whatever. And then before I zipped it up, I put, I don't remember, oh, I put some cardboard that came with some chockable shapes on top of it, closed it, zipped it, and underneath I stacked 2 of them and they fit underneath the bed perfectly. So it's a great way for me to store like 50 rolls of ribbon. I've tried having them on a little dowel and whatever, and it's gotten crazy. However, I do know that I packed up something that I was thinking more for 4th of July, and I'm pretty sure it might be navy with white stars. So I'm going to go dig that ribbon out and see if I can make a nice little messy bow to go with this. Unless I'm totally hallucinating and it wasn't one of the ribbons that I packed up. I have almost all my ribbon packed. Almost. I probably have another 30 rolls or so. As long as I don't have them hidden in a bag somewhere else and have more. You never know. You know, craft supplies have a tendency sometimes to multiply and get a little out of control. So the tip again is just think a little bit out of the box. Look at your transfers. See if you can use them in a slightly different way. Put a little spin on them. This Let's Cuddle transfer is great with all the different images and the wording on it, and obviously can be used on much more than just the pillows. But on the pillows, it's going to be absolutely adorable. So look for that project later this week as I ease on to the Valentine stuff. Here's the finished project with the stars added. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon.